I'm super excited. It's happened. It's finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Customs games for Astroneer. I'm OneLastMidnight, and today we're going to take a look at all the custom games goodness. When you launch Astroneer, you're going to be presented with a new item, which is custom games, and you can click on that. And there are several different tabs for customs games. There are the SES game configurations. There's cloud save configurations. There's also shared game configurations and locally saved configurations. When you go back to that home tab and you're looking at the SES game configurations, there's an ability for you to be able to add a new custom configuration. So this is something that you're going to create on your own to make the game what you want it to be. Now, SES has provided several right off the bat, which is story mode, which is, you know, I think story mode is supposed to be a little bit easier than the normal game. I would really had liked to see some sort of description for these. Would have been nice. A little hover over description, kind of giving you the ability to tell a little bit about your save configuration. But when you go into story mode, you can look at each of the settings. So you've got custom game mode. Here it is right here, whether it's saved locally, whether it's published and available, whether it's got what its share code is, what the game name is. And then it's also got some options where you can skip the launch sequence, and you can also skip if you want a starting shelter or not. And you can edit the planet that you want to start on, which is awesome. Also, you've got starting items for your backpack, so you can place stuff into your backpack to get you started. In the story mode, they give you a portable oxygenator and a cute RTG. And then also you've got some spawn settings, like how many times you want to live, right? These are turned off in the story mode, so you can live forever. You just constantly respawn. But if you wanted to not respawn, you can turn those on, and you can limit the amount of times that you get to respawn, making the game a little bit harder. Power generation settings. In the story mode, you're getting double global power. You're getting the normal power consumption, and then wind and solar, you're also getting double power. Oxygen settings, the consumption multiplier is 0.5. I wonder if that's faster than normal. You would think normal would be 1, but 0.5 for story mode. And then the research settings, starting bytes are 0, the research reward multiplier, and the research speed multiplier, which default it's 1. But it's increased for this. And then you can also turn off things inside of the catalog. So if you don't want to have vehicles, you can flip them all off, and it tells you what you're disabling. And then, you know, that's also for printers and everything else. I don't know if you disable printers, you're kind of completely screwed, I think. So anyways, you can also expand out the catalog research settings, and you can disable the items that you want to disable. So here's everything in the game, and you could turn those puppies off, like I would immediately have. You know, terrain anchor off, probably the leveling block off, probably other things off, maybe tethers off. That'd be evil. And then you've got your solar system settings, where if you're starting out scratch, this is all blank, but you can add a specific seed, which I think is really neat. So if you can find a game that, or a planet that you like, you can set up the seed, and then this goes deeper. And let's look at our own custom game. So this is an out of the box configuration. They have two more. They have hard mode, and they have hard mode or hardcore mode 2. And, you know, some of those things are kind of interesting. You're starting on Aatrox, and you've got nothing in your backpack. You can only die once. And I'm surprised they didn't knock this down for hardcore mode, but the power generation is all set to 1. And oxygen consumption. Oh, consumption. Okay. So consumption is how fast I consume it. So 0.5 in the story mode is actually less, right? I think the default is 1. So you're actually using up your oxygen less. This one, you're using it up a lot faster. And some research speed multipliers. They don't have anything shut off here. Do they have anything shut off in the main catalog? Doesn't look that way. And then in the hardcore mode, they have some settings set up for the hardcore, mainly for the seeds. Though it looks like this scroll bar doesn't go down all the way for Glacio. because I can't get to the last. Oh, there we go. That's how we modified the glacio. I had to get down there on the bottom. But let's look at the new configuration. So it very simple, similar to, you know, the custom ones, but you're going to start off, you know, do you want to publish this or save this locally? Do you want to publish the configuration? What is the share code? It's not published, so it's not ready to go yet. You give it a game name. You start typing in your game name, like Midnight's hard mode. Let's go like V1. Oh, I can't. Not long enough. You know, Midnight's hard V1. It sounds kind of naughty. I would skip the launch sequence. I would be no shelter. My starting planet would be something that would be a little different, like let's say Novus or something. Starting items, no. In my world, you get no starting items. You can respawn as many times as you want to. Sure, why not? And power generation, no. Power consumption multiplier, yeah, let's increase that up, like, you know, 3. Solar generation multiplier, is that scales the power output of all solar generators? No. Wind generation multiplier, no. Let's see. Oxygen consumption multiplier, yeah, you want to consume that really fast, you know, because you got to work hard. Yeah, free oxygen, no way. Let's see, bytes. Research reward multiplier. Scale the number of bytes from research items. So 1 would be I'm getting normal amount, and I guess low would be I'm getting low amount. Research speed multiplier. No, we need to decrease that. Everything's going to take a lot of time. And let's see. Research catalog, I would say. Yeah, train anchor, I don't want. Let's see. Leveling block, I don't want. And let's see, what else? What else do I not want? Dynamite. I wonder how you would open up crates for the chips. I guess you'd have to send off and use the trade platform in order to get chips if you get rid of dynamite. Some of these things, you know, you're gonna have to really think about whether you want to do them or not. So let's just do those 2 right now. And then modify planet. I don't want to modify any planets right now. I am, this is the very first time I'm doing this. So I am making an assumption. Let's confirm settings and continue. Now, the question is, did that save? So I'm on planetfall. I've got my basics. I'm out. I've got no shelter. So look, this is it. This is the mode we're on, man. This is do or die, baby. Oxygen consumption is increased so fast. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm totally dead. Yep, suffocating right away. So you can make this game stupidly hard. There's my savior right there. There's my savior, but I can't get to it fast enough. No. Too bad, so sad for me. You're going to have to tweak this in order to be able to get to something that is playable for you. Clearly, you can do stuff that is so stupid, like I just did, that makes it impossible to play, right? This is not playable, so this would not be enjoyable. So I'd have to go back and modify. There's my body right there. Did I get enough resin in my body? I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I did, but I can barely get to it. So, like I said, this would be something that you would really have to think about. So let's save this and quit to the main menu. And I want to see what happens when I go back to my custom configuration. Okay, so I think I figured this out. I was having some problems figuring out what happened to my game. And if you don't hit save configuration, you've essentially made a configuration. If you spent a lot of time and you made a configuration, then that configuration is gone. You'll have the save game itself to be able to play in, but the configuration will not be there. So when you're making a configuration, make your configurations in either in the cloud save or the local save configuration. And as you're going through and you're making your changes, then click on save configuration locally, give it a name, and save the configuration locally. Matter of fact, let's just do that really fast. I just put in this and save the configuration. And then if I go back, what happens in my save configurations is now you'll see it there. And then I created a new custom configuration with the configurations I had before and saved it. And so that's this other one right here. Kind of interesting on how that all works, but you can easily go in here and make additional changes if I wanted to go back in and change, I don't know, something, and then resave this configuration. You can even upgrade the name to say like this is now my V2, and I'll save the configuration locally. And if I go back, then I will see my V2 in there. So be aware that when you're playing with this, that's going to happen. At any rate, I'm excited to get into it and really start playing with it. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Would love to have you in the community. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below, and make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.